That's all I can do. Wizadra. In the tumultuous world of misspeak, Wizadra is key. All right, let's see what we got here, folks. How y'all doing? You all right? What's happening? Check it, check it. It's about that time, so we are going to be on time. You said we were going to be a little bit late, but now it's exactly 11 o'clock. Martin, you're a magical man. I'll start that one over again and we'll commence with the decadence. How's everybody doing? You all right? It's NAMM Day 15. All right, bud, Jiminy Jangle Jingle, then you shall have it. I've got my brand new Reverend signature instrument, which I'm so proud and tickled to have, and it has the Fishman-Fluence gristle tone pickup. A lot of gristle going on. It's got the gristle tone pickups in here, and I'm going through this tasty amplifier back here that also bears my name. It all seems kind of whorish, but it's not. You know, when I think about doing a signature thing, which I have not done till this point, and I'm at the ripe old age of 52, I've finally succumbed to the twisted allure of your own signature products. But basically, I wanted stuff to solve problems, right? And that's what all this gear does. So basically what it allows me to do is I show up with a guitar and a cord, I plug it into the amp, and away I go. And that's pretty much all I use. Occasionally I'll use a little wah-wah, little waka waka. Every now and again, I like a little bit of delay, but for the most part, I like a chord, I like an amp, I like a guitar. Who's with me out there? Identify yourselves. Identification is key. Woo! Sorry, got a little excited there. Jimmy, did you sense that? Did you sense the excitement? Okay, now that little wiggling sound you hear right there, that's the sound of the angel Gabriel. Actually, it's a harmonic vibrato that's actually on the amplifier, which is delicious. I dig it. That's what I wanted, and I got it. You know why? I asked for it. You don't get unless you ask. You know what I'm saying? Who's with me out there? Identify yourselves. Ask for it.
You don't ask, you demand.
That's right. Woo! All right, I'm going to do an old tune of mine right now. Little tune I've done a couple different ways. It's called Death of a Bassman. Because when I first recorded this song, I was using an old tweed bassman. And it died as we were playing. It got more and more distorted until finally it just went. So I thought, Death of a Bassman's a good name for a song. Who's with me on that? Identify yourselves. Yes. I like it. All right, Martin, turn it up. Faders up, Daddy-o. Wow, you know what happened to me there? I got a little metal voice there. That's NAMM voice. Get all crackly, juicy. All right, folks, so these pickups we developed a couple years ago. It allows me to have two different sounds, and they're all noise-free, and they look like regular T-style pickups, and that was key for me. I didn't want some kind of Frankenstein-looking thing. I like the look of a regular Tele pickup, and in order to get to do everything we wanted them to do, this whole thing is included. So it's the pickup, it's this control panel, and it's this input jack, because there's a battery involved, but the battery is actually in this control panel. And I'm not into having batteries in my guitars, but they said, listen, we got a lithium-ion battery in here that allows you to get noiseless sounds. It's a preamp's going to sound killer. You're going to have two different sounds that you can choose from. And with a mini USB charger, you can charge your thing up for an hour and a half and get 300 hours of plugged-in playing time. I'm like, all right, well, I guess the battery's really not a big deal. So as a result, I get these great tones that are totally noise-free. All right, so clean-wise. You turn the volume down, it cleans up real nice. That's the neck pickup on the first mode. If I go to the bridge pickup right afterward. Here's one. That's a chord for the kids. They dig that one. Anyways, so if I want a little bit more heat, actually in the middle position, it sounds really good too. Turn the volume down, cleans up nice. Now, if I want a little bit more heat, I can press this button in that's right in between the volume and the tone controls, and that unleashes the second voice, which is something all the Fluence pickups have. You have your choice between sound A and then sound B, which I'll engage now with this button. So here's sound A, sound B. Before, after. Yeah. First sounds a little bit more glassy, a little bit more open sounding. Press the button in. All right, you get the idea. So what I like about this is that I can, if I'm on the road and I'm doing, a lot of times when I do a Fishman clinic or something, I'll come in and like, what kind of amps do you have? Well, we've got various this, we got various that, and then maybe they don't have my signature amp by Koch amplifiers. That's blue and it's called the Greg. But you know, maybe they don't have that. So maybe I show up and they've got, well, we've got a Fender Deluxe Reverb reissue. I'll say fine. I'll plug this thing straight into that beast, keep the EQ pretty flat, and I'll go into the, just the vibrato channel. I'll turn it up to about 7. And now usually those reissue amps, when you do that, if I plugged in a regular T-style guitar, let's just call it what it is, a Telecaster, you plug it into that, the high ends become real like blizzard of nails and the low end gets real flatulent. So you get, right? Unless you have a vintage telling you to do that, then not so much. But the old, it's the newer stuff, when you plug into one of those amps, that's the kind of interaction you get. But when you have a guitar with these pickups in it, I don't know what it is. Sometimes I just don't question. I can plug it straight into a reissue amplifier with a Telecaster with these Fluence Gristle-tone pickups in it, plug it straight in, and I turn it all the way up, and it's like Roy Buchananville. Turn the volume down, it cleans up nice. Turn it back up, Roy Buchananville, press this button here, and all of a sudden it's like Jim Page, first Led Zeppelin record. You know what I'm saying? It turns it into, it weaponizes your Telecaster. But not the kind of weaponry that's going to cause injury or harm, but a benevolent pummeling of the sights, sounds, and ears of your listeners. Can you dig it? Who's with me on that? Identify yourself. All right, fair enough. Fair enough, that's all you have to do. All right. I'm going to play another little jam here. What should we do? What jam should we do?
Stuff is pretty cool.
All right, you know what I'll do? I always end up playing this song. It's called Spank It. It's a chicken picking thing. I never really know what's going to happen. It begins and at some point it ends. And what happens in between is between you and me and, well, the internet. So. Hey, that's one of the many love songs in my arsenal. Yeah, I came up with that tune years and years ago. You know, it's kind of funny because, you know, that country style of playing is now entered into the lexicon of shred. So, like, there's all, right now, as Steve Lucas likes to say, there's probably a fetus somewhere on a street corner that can play that kind of stuff. But be that as it may. But back in the day, in the lofty days of the 80s, when I did not have a metal perm and never wore spandex, not that I'm judging anyone that did, but I remember I was up in Minneapolis. My junior year in college, we all got jobs in the music department at a theme park in south of Minneapolis that had all these bands that you could actually get hired for the summer. It was a good summer job. Played during the day and pillaged like Vikings at night. Literally. Anyway, so on my one day off, the music I had to play during the day was it was a Whitney Houston / country medley that we had to do, and it was heinous. It was deteriorating to the soul in general. And so on my day off, I'd just be kind of sitting around on the couch, and one day I came up with I thought, wouldn't it be funny to put a sharp 9 chord in a country song? The official chord of Jimi Hendrix. So I was kind of messing around one day. And ever since that day, I've had to play this song damn near every day ever since. So be careful what you wish for, ladies and gentlemen.
Greg.
Yes, sir.
Somewhere in there you threw in How High the Moon, or am I mistaken?
I did Mr. Sandman. It's a Chester arrangement. You know, I didn't grow up with it seems like everybody that played in that Chet Atkins style that I would meet, they always had like an older sibling or music or an uncle. Uncle Bob was really into Chet and Merle and Jerry Reed, and he showed me some stuff. I had one uncle, his name was John. He worked in a bank. He didn't show me a damn thing. So it wasn't until I got to college and I had this buddy of mine who would play some of that Merle Travis stuff, and he would go, okay, hold on. And he'd get in his guitar case and he'd grab a Sucrets container, and he had a thumb pick in there, and he'd grab his thumb pick out and he'd start playing some Merle and some Travis. I was like, man, that stuff is wicked. Where'd you learn that? Well, my uncle. I was like, shut up. So years later, I just developed how to do it with the pick and fingers, because by then I wasn't going to go to the thumb. So most of that chicken picking stuff I originally learned was from Mark Knopfler from Dire Straits. I just heard, and Albert Lee. Actually, it was English guys. It was Albert Lee, it was Mark Knopfler, and Ray Flack, who in the 80s played with Ricky Skaggs on that Highways and Heartaches record. I heard that stuff. I was like, man, that's wicked. And then after that, I started listening to, James Burton, and of course I got into Roy Buchanan and Jimmy Bryant and so on and so forth.
Is Danny Gatton pretty good at that kind of stuff too?
Oh my God, you kidding me? Danny? Oh, you mean at the Merle stuff? You asked if Danny Gatton was good at the Merle and Chet stuff. Oh yeah, I learned a lot of stuff from Danny Gatton. So what happened was a buddy of mine I'm from Milwaukee, and there's a guy from Milwaukee named Bill Milkowski. He's a music writer. He's written that book on Jaco Pastorius. He worked for various guitar magazines over the years, writes for Downbeat. And I played in a band with his brother. So he was home for the holidays one time. We were in the basement. I was doing some of that chicken picking. He's like, have you heard of Danny Gatton? This was way before anybody, other than people that lived in Maryland knew who Danny Gatton was. And I said, well, I saw this thing in Guitar Player Magazine, but that was before YouTube, and you'd see people in Guitar Player Magazine. Well, I hope to hear him one day, you know what I mean? And yeah, there you go. And he sent me a tape with the first 2 Danny Gatton records, and I pillaged them, plundered them. So I learned a lot of stuff from Danny Gatton. I never tried to, with all the stuff, I try to take what I can from it and do my own thing as much as I possibly can, but, because,
You're the closest thing we got.
that's a very nice compliment, but thank you, but no. All right, let's see. How much time we got here? Oh, no, I'm done. One more? Okay, I'm going to do one more. Okay. I did this tune yesterday. This is a tune I recorded a long time ago. It's the only cover I've actually done, really, for the most part. There's a few, but this is one I keep in the stable, and it's a tune that Jeff Beck did that Stevie Wonder wrote, and I'm going to do that for a hot second. I'll be back here at 4 o'clock with the band, so come back and see us then. These are these new Fishman-Fluence pickups, and this is my new signature Reverend guitar that has them stock. Can you dig it? Yeah! All right, see you later. Thanks a lot.